This is a small video of Tongo Eisen-Martin reading. It consists of a still photo taken that evening, but it's the entire audio of this presentation. Thanks.
Tongo Eisen-Martin. Now, I first heard him at in Chinatown at Clara Sue's the Clarion Arts Center, and I was a feature there, and he was a feature there. So we had met that first time, and I said, I'm going to have this guy as a feature. I'm going to ask him, and he said yes. But the cool thing is his voice. I'm just going to go start with the voice. It's beautiful, sonorous, quiet. There's like warmth in there. It's a hearty voice, and if you know what I mean by hearty. First thing. Second thing, he's a poet. He's alive in this time and day, and he covers the ground. He covers the ground. He does it really well. And rather than have you listen to me brag on him, I'm going to have him come up here and demonstrate the truth of those very few comments I just made. Tongo Eisen-Martin, give him a round of applause, please. Thank you. Come on.
Oh, you got 20 minutes, and I'll give you like you want a 5-minute warning or a 3-minute warning?
That's good.
We'll get eye contact.
A lot of God can happen in 3 seconds. Not much heaven though. Here is a man before a fight, a leave me alone type character, emerging from the penniless death of a one-way street fiction. It's just a fancy way of saying I'm going to make it even if I have to drive backwards. All I got is chord changes and 1,000 backhands driving the street like I'm choking in a car full of nephews. Hasn't been a sun since November. And there hasn't been a street I can't choke to death. This city better back down. You see this gun on the table? And something about staring until it all feels stable. Why wouldn't I protect everyone on my death, sleep late? My son better be quick. My daughter better shoot first. See, we fall for no one. We fall for nothing. Okay, the first thing you'll feel is the heat. This lady would tell me, telling me about possession. Drink life neat is what I mostly hear, and most of the world leaves me alone. To breathe smog like a giant. To go to jail every once in a while when the genocide kicks up in late May. When politicians have too easy a time. I'm gassing backwards out a one-way street in honor of myself and in honor of you, if you understand the nature of the world. How long I've been just like my father? One hell of a resemblance as the anxiety of the neighborhood. This is Crossroads. Crossroads narrative. So much crossroad they got in the habit of turn back only to find themselves remembering me, but not my last words, a man before a fight. You'll feel the heat. But there's nothing to remember, really nothing to keep in mind, nothing to be, just this moment, then another, then stare, then it all becomes stable, then the table legs go fuzzy, and Friday's an unfamiliar face peeking in the window. It's cool to panic for a second. Composure is wasted on your worst enemies. People are marked on that sidewalk. You the only thing life-size. Everybody knows this in a wire hanger empire. When the blood stops walking, this feeling isn't father enough to be permission to fall. You better swing one more time. That father of yours rose from the grave and said, just give me 5 more minutes. He said, running water is a myth. It's us who are running up, down, and all alongside this water. And people don't rise from the grave. They're not laid down neither. It's us who flip all around their body. So beware when the people all around you look like they're all about to jump. It might be your time. You'll feel the heat. And when 4 walls demand to be 4 walls, and the earth outside mutes, don't panic. Don't try to recreate the earth outside. Don't tell jokes to yourself. Don't even talk disrespectfully to the 4 walls. Instead, unclench your fist and walk away. There might be heaven if you understand the nature of the world.
And then Then I want you to maybe move the mic back so we get less. I think this here less extraneous light on you. There, that's a little. That's better. I know. Thank you. I know.
Okay.
But if you think, I think you look
right. If you reverse the car any farther, you will run over all the scenes in the back of your mind. I never cared for teachers, just the patterns of their fainting spells. Of course, induced by wall art, all that to say propaganda is courage. The price sticker hides my tattoo. I treasure my problem with the world. My mother becomes from Brooklyn first thing in the morning. It's all a proverb around these parts. Proverb or peasant entrance password, writing short notes of famous Europeans on the back of postcards with ransom requests. They reply with a newsreel or cigarette announcement. I can't tell the difference. Noble dollars and you die inside, but only inside. They call it sleeping deeper than your stalker. And stalker is all that badge makes you. Says a great spirit dressed in the bloody rags tuxedos became. Meanwhile, my punch is feared by no one. Proud of yourself? I ask my fret hand. Porch lights is what they call our guns. I've seen this house in a dream. I believe the trumpet was the first possessed object to fly. Keep going, she cheers. The draft in the room becomes a toddler. Toddler obsessed with the altar becomes a runaway train. I got 1,000 paintings like these cascading down my skinny arms. Dictionaries piled up to the window bars, a reminder to the population that your blanket can work with or against you. Human reef. We will be a big human reef for concepts that finally gain a metaphysical nature, and they will swim around our beautiful poses. We stop being flashbacks, then stop being three different people, then I was alone. The pistol one city away. One of the drug triangle's lines runs through my head. I tap the bottle twice and consider the dead refreshed. Don't you want to rest your bravery? Don't you want to be a coward for a little bit? Back and forth to a panic attack with no problems nor fears. A man gets a facial expression finally, and Friday finally goes his way. His life is finally talked about happily in his head. I can't possess the body of a hermit. I must be the last of the smoke now, running the other way with 3 blocks of alley tucked under my arms. You ever see a man get to the bottom of his soul in the car ride down a missing cousin street, half step to the right? I mean, I took the whole car outside of history. Half step to the right. I mean, a whole pack of wolves step to my left. Road marker. It's what I call the light bulb we have for a sun. The whole civilization might slink to the sink, or a chain gang shuffling next to a sucker, also known as the lone look in the mirror. A stack of money starts talking from 4 cities away. A tour guide through your robbery, he also is. Cigarette saying, look what I did about your silence. Ransom water and box spring gold, this decade is only for accent grooming, I guess. Ransom water and box spring gold, the corner store must die. War games, I guess. All these tongues run is junk. The start of mass destruction begins and ends in restaurant bathrooms that some people use and other people clean. You tell me it's a rag in the sky? Waiting for you, yes. We've written a scene, we set a stage, we should have fit in. You know, warehouse jobs are for communists, but now more corridor and hallway have walked into our lives. Now the whistling is less playful and the barbed wire overcrowded too. My dear, if it is not a city, it is a prison. If it has a prison, it is a prison, not a city. When a courtyard talks on behalf of military issue, all walks take place outside of the body. Dear life to your left, a medieval painting to your right. None of this makes an impression. Crowd people living in thin air. You got 5 minutes to learn how to see through this breeze. When the mask goes sideways, barbed wire becomes the floor, barbed wire becomes the roof, 40 feet into the sky becomes out of bounds. When the mask breaks in half, mind which way the eyes go. They killed the world for the sake of giving everyone the same backstory. We're watching Gary, Indiana fight itself into the sky. Old pennies for wind, for that wind feeling you get before the hood goes up and over your headache. Pennies that stick together, mocking all aspirations. Stuck Together Pennies was the first newspaper I ever read, along with the storefront dwindling army that always lets us down. Where the Holy Spirit favors the back room, souls in a situation that offer 100 ways to remain a loser, souls watching the clock hoping their eyes don't lie to sad people. Like, what was we talking about again? The narrator asked the graveyard. 10 minutes flat, said the graveyard. The funeral only took 10 minutes. Never tell that to anyone again. You just gonna pin the 90s on me? All 30 years old? Then why should I know the difference between sleep and satire? The pyramid of corn stores fell on our heads, we died right away. That building wants to climb up and jump off another building. These are downtown decisions. Somewhere on this planet, it's August 7th and we running down the rust thinking one more needs to come with me. What evaporated on Earth so that we could be sent back down. A conductor of minds in a citywide symphony, waving souls to sing, he also is. I'm off to make a church bell out of a bank window. Kitchens meant more to the masses back in the day. Before that, we had no enemy. Somewhere in America, the prison bus is running all the time. You don't want to lose that job before the revolution here. Somewhere I won't be home for breakfast. Everyone out here now knows my name, and I won't be turned against for at least 4 months. The cop in the picket line is a hard-working rookie. The sign in my hands getting more and more laughs. It says the picket line got cops in it. I can take care of those windows for you if you want, but someone else got to go inside the gas tank. It was clear to man that rich people talk too much this year. Now, what you go ahead and throw down that marble park bench everyone's looking up at? You know, get the Romans out of your mind. Maybe a good night's sleep would have changed the last 20 years of my life. Playing the instruments like punching the wall. Hey, what would you have me do? Replace the population? Give brotherhood back to the winter? Stop smoking cigarettes with the barely dead? You know, they listen in on the Sabbath. Police called the police on me. There was a white candlestick beneath my detention. I ruined the soup again, thought the judge, as he took off his pilgrim robe behind the white people's door and more. I didn't get lucky. I got what was coming to me, he told. Fight me back, the man said. Of course, to himself, watching windows with a will to live, tin can on his left shoulder, enjoying the bright brand new blight with all party goers, both supernatural and supernaturally down to earth. Hey, what is this elevator traveling side to side? Like 1,000 bitter Polaroid pictures that you actually try to eat. All the furniture on this street nailed to the cement. Cheap furniture, but we have commitment. This morning, an essay opens the conversation between enemies. Why? Because you control every grain of processed sugar between here and the poor man's border? Because in the tin can on my left shoulder, I can hear the engines of deindustrialization? Man, you should get into painting, you know. Tell lies more deeply. This month, I'm rooting for the traitor. Carting cement to my pillow. Here we will build. I'm high again, not talking much. And once you climb up the Oregon pipe to our apartment floor, I'm high again, calling everything church, singing along to a courtyard, thanks to a horn player's holy pastime. I was just putting a real jacket on it. Talk about a real 5 years. Keep memories like these in the pocket next to the toll receipt. That man lost a wager with the God of good causes, you know. Stood up for himself a little too late. Maybe too early. I can still see 20 angles of his jaw zigzagging through the cold world of deindustrialization. There's an art to it. I will tell my closest friends one day. Okay, so apparently too much of San Francisco was not there in the first place. This dream requires more condemned Africans. Or put another way, state violence rises down. Or still life is just getting warmed up. Or Army life is looking for a new church and ignored all other suggestions. Or folktale writers have not made up their minds as to who is going to be their friend. Hey, this is the worst downtown yet. And I've borrowed a cigarette everywhere. I've taken many a walk to the back of a bus that led on out the back of a storyteller's prison sentence, then on out the back of slave scars. But this is my comeback face. I left my watch on the public bathroom sink and took the toilet with me. I threw it at the first bus I saw, eating single mothers half alive. It flew through the bus line number, then on out the front of the White House. Hopefully you find comfort downtown. But if not, we brought you enough cigarette filters to make a decent winter coat. A special species of handshake lets all know who's king and what's the lifespan of uniform cloth. This coffin needs to quit acting like those are birds singing. Rusty nails have no wings, have no voice other than that of a white world dying. There are book pages in the gas pump. Catchy, isn't it? The way 3 nooses is the rule. Or the way potato sack masks go so well with radio codes. Or the way condemned Africans fought their way back to the ocean, only to find waves made of 1920s burnt-up piano parts, European backdoor deals, and red flowers for widows who spent all day in the sun mumbling in San Francisco. Red flowers, what's the color of a doctor visit? There are book titles in the streets. Book titles. Like Hero, You Make a Better Zero. Or Fur Coat Lady, The President is Dead. Or Pay Me Back in Children. Or They Hung Up Their Bodies in Their Own Museums. And other book titles pulled out of a drum solo. Hey, run here, hero. Lied to hiding place. All the bullets in 10 precincts know where to go. There's no heaven nor any other good idea in the sky. Politics means that people did it and people do it. Understand that when in San Francisco and other places that was never really there. Bet this ocean thinks it's an ocean. But it's not. It's just 6th and Mission Street. All know who's king. King of thin things. You know, like America, I'm proud to deserve to die. I'm going to eat my dinner extra slow tonight in this police state candy dispenser y'all call a neighborhood. No set of manners goes unpunished. Never mind the murderer's insomnia or the tea kettle preparing everyone for police hours. The first cigarette makes this parking lot my bedside. The second cigarette makes this parking lot my front pocket. Next, I hold the witness like a newborn, though half-hearted. Brittle teeth by my art, watch how we talk in depopulated circles. You caught me, said the hangman to the condemned. Caught me, red-handed, but the hangman's hand kept moving nevertheless. Biting flags, eastbound, and other familiar sound effects, the revolutionary would call us a landless fire. The night train agrees that these are my keys. I'm just admiring your fabric, Lord. My art is rational, therefore my life is in danger. Traveling up the tap this time and it looks like water was never here. Just jail noise and the jail noise that politicians speak. This world is weak. Lost its graffiti too many times. I tell the witness all characters are in motion regardless of what that day did to your disposition. I also left that piece of good news in the ashtray next to my nickname. You know every room got a kitchen in it? Because every life has company to feed. Every room has a rumble in the corner. 8th grade heroin in my hand, along with pieces of an uncle, a purgatory grease fire got us worried. A phone rings in 1988, epoch begins when a mother hangs up. This is not writing poems. This is wishing Carlos well. Here comes the tap water whistling past our heads, institution tile under brake pedals matching white watches painted on palms for smash and grab recollections, people who are related by ballot, hot play failures, fishing for proletarians, the matchstick that's a draft card by the time the loaner finishes sweeping the train, also related by ballot, underpaid streets hanging like strips of film in thin air. I miss the carpentry more than the religion. I tore the tattoo out of my uncle's picture and hinted to my friends one left cross at a time, like mine behind my back. The child would do better upside down. The child's cake parties in the precinct, mainstream tune playing upside down, a t-shirt with their face only printed on the top stump. 28 hours later, a headrest will do. The city rain feels like clientele. I dozed on the back of a bus and woke in the mind of a 3-story man. God wants you here with that crowbar in your hand. All of the world is a third floor. Seasons invent themselves, but we invent the underground. Cause and effect, nothing but a casual venue I once played. He decided not to kill me like giving loose change. Hey, don't teeter now, tall man. I was nobody at point blank range, nobody finally again. Lung first I fell. A love, then a rule, then a hate. Dance moves within murder, intense within dance moves. Hey, lean back and be celebrated by small people. He said, the clothes on my life teacher needed new patches. Sit back and disrespect it all. I've given up on counter-revolution, I said. Well, then here's your weapon, little man. That's our father you writing graffiti on. Horn players beat him up and everyone left the altercation a better person. Hey, knowing what you know now, would you still have written fortunes on the bottom of church shoes and put them back on the rack? How does everyone think that a rich guy is their twin? Along with other tantrums is my cue. Fortune teller half sleeps while talking about a mirror treading all over the posters in my childhood room, and how cold calculation really mothers nothing and a vision of chess pieces and change. He says, then you will have fear. And then, my friend, you will have form.
All right.
So, all right. Capitalists eat until the world is blurry to them. These streets are made of saliva. Some people made of saliva too. They usually have on uniforms. While a crazy man spins round and round trying to make a record out of this mass production junk, well, maybe I'll join count cash and cry. These streets are made of saliva and white sheets are worn by a building in which kids are supposed to learn how to read well. white sheets on the highway too. Another mirror needs their head on the pike. One down is just one down. But you can tell all this to the masses and your teacher will pipeline you. They told me I was jewelry. They told me this is jungle. Well, maybe not jungle, more like 50 machine guns planted in the ground. It's raining faces again in California. What does this say about heaven? What does this say about the people you killed? Waiting lines got so exhausted, a million minds dropped all these faces at once. If the fascists can read the lips of a giant talking in his sleep, we might as well make our demands in prison letters. Today was born the most important trigger finger in the world. Today I began counting down the pages between now and a pile of books by a tunnel. Chicago is going to walk out of Chicago one day. Babies will drag street signs like old toys. Today the most important letter left prison. Babies will laugh at flags like faces that disappeared. Maybe I'll join them. But for now, the streets is made of saliva. And we raise half-full glasses to the basements that meant nothing. And the working poor who live there, we get shot. We get white sheets on California where the kitchen table likes to talk as much as the walls, and romance on the porch consists of hard residing. I mean, this picture characters talk spit, know they hard to kill. The kitchen table knows this. The porch is almost convinced that one down is just one down. This town is coming to town. A circus watching itself. Half distracted, half suicidal, thrilled children dressed as cops, thrilled children preaching and policing and intaking and hiring and snatching your money. This town is coming to town with tough trademarks to follow. Today, I watch capitalism walk on water. And people play dead so that they can be part of a miracle.
Thank you. Tongo Eisen-Martin, our teacher of the evening.
Bravo. So then